As it relates to the concept and the consciousness of empathy, I recently was sharing with a good friend of mine, and I said to him, well, no one wakes up in the morning thinking, how can I screw this up today? And his response was, well, I don't know about that. So, and maybe that's true. Maybe some people wake up in the morning saying, how am I going to screw it up today? And if that's your mindset, God help you. But for those of us that really strive to put our best foot forward, to create the most exquisite day, the day of wonder and joy and completion and realization and all of those wonderful things, right? There's an element that needs to come forward as we put one foot in front of the other. And it's the consciousness of empathy. And I look at it, I can look at it from a negotiating perspective. I can look at it as I deal with my kids. I can look at it as I deal with someone who's literally screaming at me. I mean, I had an instance once where I was in a room with two colleagues of mine, and there was a husband and wife, and they were talking about the sale of their home. And out of left field, the husband says, okay, and if things go bad, who do I scream at? And I looked at him, I said, nobody, because we don't play in that field of screaming. And in that moment, I had such empathy for this guy that's how he feels he needs to communicate to get his point across. And I think about that myself. Sometimes, you know, I've had this, I gotta lean on you. I gotta scream at you. You gotta know that I'm here front and center and I am dominating you or trying to with my voice and my tone and my volume. That doesn't serve any purpose, because all I'm doing when I push that energy out at you, you give me that energy back, and then we have conflict. But if I can slow down enough and I can assess where you're coming from and beyond your personality, beyond that anger, whatever that venom that you may be spewing out, I have an opportunity to either buy into it in the moment or literally pull back and from a compassionate place, from an empathetic place, and go, wow, it must be tough being inside of you. When I can get to that place, that awareness, I no longer need to interact with you that way. I no longer need to buy into what you're presenting to me, and I can come forward in my authority and literally from an empathetic place and just simply say, you know, what we're doing right here, right now, I don't know if that's advancing the ball any further towards what you want and also what I want. And if it's possible, can we slow it down here a little bit? Can you throttle back a little bit of the volume, and so that I can share with you my perspective and you can share your perspective? And ideally, if you truly want something from me and I want something from you, maybe we can find a more harmonious way of communicating with each other to get there. But that all starts with my ability to have empathy for you in that moment, and also to have empathy for myself to say, hey, I don't want to be treated that way. And when we're playing in that level, it's amazing how the world opens up. It's amazing how communication becomes more authentic and more productive. And that's what I look for.